For the last few months, I've been taking a lot more photos and videos with the iPhone 17 Pro.
That's gonna be a winner for sure.
But instead of the results looking like this, they look more like this, and this, and this. You see, I've been on a bit of a mission, because remember when our memories looked like this?
Why'd you put the potato in your hair?
Grainy, shaky, audio that's clipping all over the place.
Another beautiful cloud.
That's what a memory feels like to me. Not this, not the most perfected, ideal representation of a moment. Memories are kind of hazy and shaky and a bit blurry. Memories have a feeling. Now, I have many cameras that achieve this look very easily. You just saw footage from this guy, but as you probably learned by now, I'm a bit reckless, so I don't always want to be carrying these cameras around that are more likely to break, and the batteries don't last that long. Plus, you have to transfer the DV tapes. So I've been on this mission to try to get this look with a phone. So I started with the iPhone, because, you know me, I'm an Android girly, but even I can admit the App Store is superior, especially when it comes to camera apps. There is no shortage of camera apps that can manipulate your photos and videos to achieve a unique look. This one is Halide. It's probably the most popular because it had this one cool trick that sort of blew up. It's called Process Zero. Process Zero lives up here in the Halide app, and once enabled, it allows users to sort of bypass Apple's processing. When you take a photo with an iPhone, it's actually capturing many images that it then combines to create a sort of super image, if you will. One that is perfectly exposed and has little to no grain. Process Zero instead takes a single shot approach. That means it takes one photo that allows you far more control over your camera settings, such as shutter speed, which means you can overexpose, underexpose, you can get a bit of grain, and overall you'll get a shot that is, in theory, much closer to the look of a traditional camera. One that lets shadows be shadows and highlights be highlights. This does mean that at night though, where our phones work extra hard to get great shots because they have tiny sensors, Process Zero is going to show a lot of grain. Halide and Process Zero are super cool, but the irony of them is that they still kind of require some processing. It works best when you bring that raw file into Lightroom and you process it yourself, or even within the app itself. And for what I want to do, preserving memories in a way that looks how I want them to look, I need something far more plug and play, which led me to Mood Camera. It has all of these film-like presets, and yeah, they're all fine, but none of them really spark joy. So that led me to Camera from Not Boring. This app has some of my least favorite color presets, but it has the best looking UI. The only problem is UI alone can only entertain for so long. So once I got bored with this app, well, that's when I found Dazz. More on that after some on this. Now you may have noticed I've been rocking a pretty sweet case. This is the O-Stand case from Torras. It has this incredible built-in metal ring that of course you can fidget with or use as a grip, but you can also use it to hang your phone from things to get cool angles, or fold it out to use like a tripod. A perfect filming companion. Not to mention it has this anti-slip texture and these airbag corners that'll keep your device safe. There's also this new Christmas green case, and it came with these very cute stickers. I mean, come on. I also played one of Torras' Oregon Armor screen protectors. It has an anti-reflective coating, which makes seeing my screen and therefore framing my shots a whole lot easier in bright light. Torras also makes this case for Samsung and Google devices. There's a link down in my bio if you want to check those out. Thank you, Torras, for sponsoring this video. Now back to the show. Dazz's core function is similar to all of the others. It is just a camera app with a way to manipulate color and tone, but between the insane amount of quote-unquote cameras it can emulate and the wildly different results you can get from said cameras, I was hooked.
Dude, it's just so fun.
Let me show you how Dazz works. I mapped it to my action button so I can open it as quick as I could open any other camera. Down here in the corner, this is where all of your different camera presets are. On the top is all video presets, and on the bottom are all photo presets. If you click a camera and you hit sample, you can see what the photos from that quote-unquote camera are gonna look like. Then down here in the corner are all of the different settings you have for every camera. So for the 16mm, you can pick the film stock, or the color preset really, the frames per second, and what the frame around your video is going to look like, amongst other settings, of course. Then once you have a camera selected, you go back home, and you can take your photo. The only thing that's mildly frustrating, but I can also see the good in, is that you can't see a filter on a photo until after you've taken the photo. So now my filter is applied. The con of this is, you don't know what you're gonna get. The pro of this is that you don't know what you're gonna get.
What a sunset!
What hooked me at first was the golf preset. It's based on this 35mm Fujifilm camera that was designed to capture golf swings by taking 16 rapid-fire photos. In Dazz, this results in a sort of photo stacking GIF. Next, I fell in love with the 16mm and 8mm video modes. They got these warm tones, bit of softness, subtle shake as if, film was moving through a gate at a rapid speed. D-Slide had me in love next with seeing what random border the app would slap on photos. And 135NE with its light grain, oh my god, I love. But the funny and ironic part about Dazz Cam is that I've been using it a lot and I've posted maybe one of the photos from it, which isn't dissimilar to what happens with footage from my mini DV camera. So a few weeks ago, I posted in my Patreon exclusive newsletter about Aretha Franklin, and I know this seems a little out of place, but stick with me. If you've been online recently, you've probably seen all these photos of her with cameras resurfacing. And oh my god, what a collection she had. But nowhere, and I mean nowhere, will you find the footage she actually shot. Now, I have to imagine that some of that is because she was a celebrity, and of course there's privacy issues there, and then of course the obvious that social media didn't really exist when she was capturing all this footage. But I also think it's fair to speculate that maybe she just liked using cameras.
5 minutes. Hey!
Are you shooting that right now?
Now wait, what kind of moment is this?
Is this something, is this for you, or is this,
Maybe it wasn't about where the footage ended up. Maybe it was about the joy of capturing it.
Oh, hi!
Hi, Aretha!
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, shooting.
That's how I feel about cameras. I just like seeing how light will be captured through different lenses, on different film stocks. I like zooming in and out. I like the companionship a camera provides, something to keep my mind busy, fuel my curiosity. And Dazz does all of that too. The endless cameras keep me curious. The not being able to see the filter until after you take the shot keeps me excited for a reveal. And because it's just an app on my phone, well, it's always with me. Not to mention that when I look back on what I shot with it, everything feels like a memory. I guess I just never thought that camera emulation apps could do all of that for me, because I've always seen them as like knockoffs of real cameras. But the truth is, I was wrong. This is so fun. You just have to find the right one. Wait, but Daz, one note. I wish that when I did video, the audio also had an effect on it, because it kind of ruins the illusion when it's just like iPhone audio. So if we could get some audio, changing, that'd be sick. The only downside to Dazz is that from what I've read online, it used to be a flat $20 fee to unlock all of the cameras for life. But now, like every other damn app on the App Store, it's a subscription-based model, and I think it's $6.99 a year. Although you can use many of the presets without paying for them. Okay, so that's my favorite app of 2025, a camera emulation app. So simple, so fun. Yeah, I freaking love it. Let me know your favorite app down in the comments. I was talking to folks on Patreon about this week, and there are just so many apps I've never heard of. So drop them down below so that we can all learn about them. As always, I'm Becca, and I know that I said we were going to talk about laptops in this video, but I promise next video, we're talking about that bad boy right over there. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Okay.